Greetings. Welcome to the Fredericktown homestead. Every hint of snow is now gone. We've got a warm morning. I would say it's in the maybe high 40s. I would really like to get this mess cleaned up. Bring the big wagon over here and haul all this wood away. I'd like to get this cleaned up for winter. I'd like to get it cleaned up today. All of this stuff can be gone. The stuff over there in the woods, that's all pine. That can stay there. We'll burn that up at some stage. But all this here, yeah, all this here. Let's get it picked up. Put in the wheelbarrow or a wagon and hauled over to someplace else out of the front yard, so our front yard's back. That's important. Also, pick up everything that's not touching the pile here. All this stuff that's out on the lawn. Looks like he's been digging into this pile. That's not good. Let's get that used up first. Get that over there all used up, cleaned up. Then you can nip into this pile. And don't be nipping into this pile now. We got winter coming on. We're gonna need that pile. You'll have to excuse my wheezing in my lungs and my throat. I have to live with it. It's on the mend, I think. I have a overactive mucus production system, and my lungs are full of mucus. So there's the livestock guardian dog. Mike and I both took the day off yesterday. I slept from the time I got home at about noon. I slept all afternoon. And I think Mike did pretty much the same thing. And we have a project going on here. The OSHA representative has stepped out for a minute.
Probably a good thing.
How about we put a heat lamp bulb in there? We have one?
Yeah, in the house.
I think that might be nice. They're bright, and they even provide a little bit of heat. Radiant heat. Where are you aiming for?
Well, I've only got about an arm's length, so probably right there.
I like it. I like it. He's pointing to a spot right about there, I think. He's got to hook onto this wire at that junction.
I'm gonna have to cut into it over here.
In the midst. You can't put a Well, I say you can't. Can you put a thing
That's all the more it's got.
Okay, he's taking the plug off, so he's got connections. And, you can't do it where the skylight is, can you? You gotta do it metal to metal? Or do you?
I could do it around the skylight.
That's pretty much what's called for, isn't it?
Probably be more convenient for me.
Yeah. You're thinking long term, like having enough light and heat to work in here in the winter? Or you're thinking today to get through the day without killing yourself?
No, currently, just trying not to kill myself.
I see. All right. Well,
Now, if you'd rather it be by the skylight, I can do that.
looking at the ladder placement, and this is actually movable, this bench. And the wire, is that something you did right there at the end of the skylight? Did you hold that wire up there, or did they do that?
That was already up there.
I see. Because you could kind of take a route around this way, couldn't you? If that wasn't hooked there, you don't have much slack. But my thought is, if you aim for the router table is kind of an aiming point. That would mean one fold, or right about the fold where we line you up here.
Back one more.
It'd be one more back from where the ladder is. Can you get there with, what do you got, 6 foot only on that wire?
5.
5? Okay, and then you got, what were you planning on before I came in and so rudely interrupted you?
Well, the row where the ladder is, I was aiming for about 2 bolts this way from the end of the ladder.
That's pretty close to what I'm talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just
That would hit
one
right
up.
about here, right?
Should be right here.
Okay. Got all this space here. I don't think we want to move the table that far, that direction, I mean.
No.
I think we want to go that way, if anyway. 5 feet. Can you reach from the ladder now to that hold up place there by the skylight? Not quite.
No.
So you'd have to come back one fold?
Yeah.
Okay. Boy, this is precarious at bust. I think I better tell that OSHA guy we don't need him at all today.
Probably.
Oh, that'll hold it fine. Yeah, you just put a block like that, that'll hold it. That's what was holding it?
No.
Oh.
Trying to get it to line up straight on. Ladder keeps wanting to tip this way, which is why it's set the way it is now.
Oh, and you put it under 1 foot.
I was going to.
I see.
That actually made it worse. So, no.
You can't go straight on, come over this way, bring your bottom of your ladder this way.
I'd have to be lined up right here. So it'd be, the top of the ladder would be about another 3 feet to the left.
Okay, so your bottom's in about the right place. But the top is,
The top had to be offset so that the curve actually allowed me contact with both ends up there.
well, if you hit right at the summit, wouldn't it be straight?
It would, but trying to aim to get over top of the table a little bit.
I wouldn't worry. Dude, go for the summit. Go for the straight spot, because that's the middle of the shop. That's right down right there. We could move the bench over.
Yeah.
That's using the middle of the space for the light and heat and the ease of laddering. I wouldn't try and go off to one side. That looks like, you know, one factor is if you were to fall and kill yourself, it's hard digging right now. And if you wait until spring, I'm trying to make it through till spring myself to save you the digging right now. It's yeah, let's go straight on.
Alright.
Is that easier?
Oh, it would be. Probably just gonna have to move a couple of things out of the way so that I can get there.
I could see how running the table saw would be nice with a bright light right over your head.
Yeah.
With a little bit of heat. For elevation, not that high. That high.
Well,
Boy, that's awful hard to portray on a camera, but I'm thinking stuff hitting it.
yeah.
And I'm also thinking you lose half your light and half your heat for every much distance away from an object. You lose light and heat.
Yeah.
There's a ratio there. They taught me that in the fire department, and I promptly forgot it. But I know the principle that the closer the better.
Yeah.
And unless you hit it, and then the light goes out and all bets are off. So kind of 9 feet off the ground. How much chain you got on here?
I'd have to measure it out. It's one of those, when I set it up the first time, I nipped it, but I left a hook. So it can always be added too.
I see. Do we have more of that chain?
Yes.
We definitely need more than that going. If that's the ceiling there,
Yeah, if we're going off the very center, I'm gonna have to add
that's
to
going to
it.
be the highest point. And probably almost 2/3 of what you got there. If you hung that, it come right to breast height, kind of. I'm guessing completely, but that much more?
Have it.
Oh, look at all the chain he's got. This looks like Lowe's here.
And this is the one that I was using.
Okay.
So
Was that the 15? No, that was
no,
a 10.
10.
What would happen if we used the 15 instead? Put that one all back in the box, both halves. I'm thinking, don't do it yet. I'm just getting your humble opinion. Put all that back in the box. and we've got a 10 that we could use another day, and that's a 15, right?
It is.
So 15. Dunk.
I know.
Be a little bit
using-
too long, right?
Oh, it would be too long.
But 10 would be too short.
No, I think 10 would be fine. Originally, when the light was hung, it would have been sitting about here. On the 10 foot, the light was down here,
Really?
give or take.
Okay. All right.
It's one of those, it came a lot closer to the table than what I was anticipating it doing.
With 10 feet.
Yeah.
By golly. All right. Oh yeah. It sounds like maybe the 10 will work, maybe. If
Worst
not,
case, we can try it and find out.
if it's too short, you can change out the bottom section and elongate it with that.
Yeah.
You got 15 feet over there. Is that the same chain in both boxes, or similar, or same pattern anyway?
Same pattern.
Different gauge. 155 pounds. What's the 15 box? Does it say?
I'm not seeing it. Yeah. 7.
Yeah, so it's the same. Okay. That's nice. That's nice. I like this shelf all set up like that. 2 shelves, 3 shelves. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah. You've also got this wire that clicks. You could use that. Not plugged in, but just as wire. You could use that as wire if you wanted. Not only today, but anytime. We either gotta replace the end on it or just use it as wire.
There you go.
5 feet, huh?
Yeah.
Nice heavy insulated wire. 2-prong, true conductor.
I'll be right back. Ball.
It will be nice to have, well, it's nice right now actually with the amount of illumination we've got. We've got quite a bit of illumination in here. This light going all 4 bulbs, that light going all 4 bulbs, and that one going 2 bulbs. I think that one will light up eventually when it warms up. I'm not sure. It did in the past. But we've got quite a bit of wood here. This is the smoker here, I believe. Yes. Yes or no? Maybe not. Didn't the smoker have handles on the side? I don't know. Thought it did. Huh. Oh my, look at this. We have here a long pile for the chop saw. Nice. Nice. Seth, let's continue on this project. All the long stuff can come in here. This is very good. I like this a lot. You'll be surprised at how quick this can be going through. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, go this direction with it. And it will be munched up. That's good. I like that. Get all the long stuff out of the front yard ASAP so that we don't get caught in the wind. I'd like that front yard clean before we can't clean it. And you're welcome to use the big wagon, but it might pull harder. I don't know. It's got bigger wheels on it, so it does pull a little bit easier than this one.
Just a little bit.
And it certainly holds more. Yeah, and being inside, that's good for it. Oh, we're not blowing. I don't know what's going on here. Our fan seems to have stopped. We want to be blowing on that pile as much as we can. Oh, that's a piece of wood, isn't it? Whee. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. I've got two projects that I'm working on. One is, well, the first one is this one here. I'd like to get this whole pile cleaned up. This is down to well under 10%, 9 and 8%, this pile. And clean it up and on the table saw and on the planer. And on the chop saw for the ends, take the ends off, and that turns into this stuff here. And very nice. Not sure what it'll be used for. Here's some more of the same, I think. But to do that, I need all this space here where he's working on the light. And then when I get that piled on, this is all the same thing. This is 9/8. 9/8 times 54 times 3.5. And our hope is this will be the decking for our outside deck. That might not be the case now because we've got all this other wood, and we might deck it with some of this other stuff we got. But this is all homogeneous. It's all 9/8, and it's all 54 and it's all 3.5, and could run through the planer pretty quickly and give us a lot of shavings for the chickens and for the pigs. I go to Mount Hope tomorrow, and I'm going to talk to them, see what happened on Wednesday, why I didn't get my boar pig. I'm assuming it's because I told him that if there was no Durocs, not to buy anything. So I'm assuming there was just no Duroc boars, and hence he didn't buy anything. But doop-de-dunk. This is the pile right here that I would like to see done ASAP, like today, if I had time and energy. I've got a 6 o'clock pickup, and I don't think I'm going to accept any runs before that today. If I can work in here, that does seem to be what's called for. I slept late. It took me a long time to get my rest last night. Wow, look at this chunk of wood. That is beautiful. That must be just about the width of the planer. I don't know why he didn't finish planing it. No, that's wider than the planer. So he didn't plane it. Looks like it's planed. Huh. But that is something. Another project I'm thinking of is find a home, including the kindling boxes, for everything on the workbench. Clean the workbench off, top and bottom shelf both, tools only, and that's one thing I'm thinking about. Find a home for all this stuff. We've got 2 shelves ready to be built right here, and we've got the shelf pieces somewhere for them. Let's make up those 2 shelves and put more shelves in here, and this has to be gotten rid of. I mean, it has to be found a home for. The way it is now, I can't do anything with the workbench. It's just a catch-all. Well, let's clean it off and make it operational again. I'd like to get this shop a lot more orderly than it is. The light is a big advancement. It's pretty nice. Boy, if I could get that pile there, and that pile there. I see I'm at the end of my rope here, so God bless.